Hi, I'm Grant.
And I'm Kathy. Welcome back to our Change How You Think weekly video podcast.
If you'd like to hear from us every week, then subscribe to our video by clicking on the weekly video tab at the top of this page. Fill in the subscription form and you'll get our free ebook, Healthy Moods.
We've been teaching on forgiveness for many years, and we've discovered that the hardest person to forgive is yourself.
You probably have grace for everyone else in spite of all the painful things they did to you. But when it comes to forgiving yourself, you really struggle.
You just can't let yourself off the hook. You know that you did all those things, so you deserve to be punished. How can you forgive yourself for being so stupid? You are determined to make sure that you suffer and pay for your sin.
This is like going around with a stick and continually beating yourself on the head to make sure you pay the consequences of your behavior forever. No one else will punish you, so you'll do it yourself because you know how bad you are deep inside.
I was doing prayer ministry with a man who struggled with this very issue. He arrived for his appointment appearing very burdened down. His head was down, his shoulders were rounded. And during the appointment, we worked through a number of issues successfully. But when we got to a point where he had to forgive himself, he broke down and said he just couldn't do that. He couldn't forgive himself because long ago, his lack of action had caused someone else to be hurt. He had been beating himself up for years with overwhelming guilt and regret. During the prayer time, as I was leading him to forgive himself, I reminded him, because he had repented and asked for forgiveness, that Jesus had forgiven him for what had happened. The man even struggled with that idea. As he was thinking about it, God gave him a mental picture of Jesus on the cross. And in this picture, he could see Jesus looking down from the cross directly at him. As he looked back at Jesus, he could see Jesus loving him with full grace and mercy while he was dying on the cross. He could feel Jesus' forgiveness flowing to him at that very moment. He broke down and cried. When he had pulled himself together, he told me that if Jesus could forgive him, then he would too. Until that point, he had never fully accepted Christ's love and forgiveness for himself. By the time he left the appointment, his head was up and the burden was gone.
When we don't forgive ourselves, we often have not fully understood the depths of Jesus' forgiveness for our sins. We keep trying to make sure that we pay for what we have done. But when we do that, it's like telling Jesus that his sacrifice on the cross isn't good enough for us. We have to keep adding to our punishment.
I don't know about you, but I would not want to stand before Jesus and tell him that the cross wasn't good enough. What we need to do is fully accept his sacrifice on our behalf and then forgive ourselves. We need to learn how to love ourselves the same way he loves us.
When we forgive ourselves, chains come off and we can walk in the emotional freedom that Jesus paid for on the cross.
We'll be doing a whole course on the supernatural power of forgiveness in the Free Your Mind program. So why don't you join us? It's our step-by-step online video guide to taking back control of your internal world. Just click the link below this video to subscribe.
We'll talk to you again next week, but this week ask Jesus if there are any things in your life that you haven't forgiven yourself for.